At Numerian Capital, we bring you the latest stock news each day. Please like and subscribe so we can bring these articles to you each day. Thank you. Today, October 24, 2023, Mullen Execs own just 0.46% of shares outstanding. Mullen's named executives and directors don't have much skin in the game. Mullen Automotive's named executives and directors own just 0.462% of all shares outstanding. Excluding CEO David Michery, the 8 named executives and directors own just 6,636 shares worth about $1,800. Mullen stock is down by 99% this year. Last week, Mullen Automotive, NASDAQ MULN, filed a proxy statement to document its upcoming special meeting of stockholders on December 15. The filing revealed that Mullen has proposed a reverse stock split in a ratio between 1:2 and 1:100. The electric vehicle company only intends on enacting a reverse split if its shares cannot reach $1 organically in order to satisfy the NASDAQ minimum bid price requirement. In the same filing, Mullen revealed that there were 287.17 million shares of Mullen outstanding as of October 17. It also disclosed the amount of shares owned by its 9 named executive officers and directors. CEO David Michery is the largest executive shareholder of the company with ownership of 1.32 million shares, which is equivalent to a 0.46% ownership stake. Mullen Execs own just 0.46% of shares outstanding. However, no other named executive or director besides Michery owns more than 2,300 shares. The second largest executive shareholder is Director Jonathan K. Anderson, with ownership of 2,223 shares worth about $600. In third place comes Director Ignacio Novoa, who owns just 1,814 shares worth about $490. At the bottom of the list is CFO Jonathan New with ownership of 39 shares worth about $11 and Director Kent Puckett with a 0-share stake. Excluding Michery, the 8 named executive officers and directors own just 6,636 shares worth about $1,800. When adding the stakes of these 8 executives and directors to Michery's stake, the combined ownership clocks in at 0.462%. That doesn't allude to conviction in their own company at all, especially when considering that some retail investors own more shares than executives and directors at the company. Meanwhile, Acuitas Capital and Isuza Holdings are listed as 5% beneficial owners of Mullen stock. Acuitas beneficially owns 85.76 million shares, while Isuza owns 66.72 million shares. Acuitas' stake consists entirely of common stock issuable upon the exercise of warrants, while Isuza's stake consists of 55.48 million shares issuable upon the exercise of warrants. That signals more dilution for shareholders when these two entities decide to exercise their warrants. Why is Mullen Automotive stock up 25% today? Despite the gain, Mullen stock is still down by 99% this year. Mullen Automotive is surging higher today for unclear reasons. The gains could be attributed to an oversold bounce, given the company's significant decline during the past month. In addition, Mullen stock carried a high short interest of 19.9% as of September 30. Shares of Mullen Automotive stock are surging higher by over 25% on no immediate company-specific news. Yesterday, the electric vehicle company disclosed new court-provided deadlines in its lawsuit against several broker-dealers for alleged market manipulation of Mullen stock. Mullen now has until November 30 to file an updated complaint, while the parties involved in the complaint have until December 15 to jointly file their case management plan. Mullen did not provide any further details on why Judge Annalisa Torres issued the amended complaint deadline. This news alone does not seem to explain the jump in Mullen today, especially given that Mullen closed lower by about 10% yesterday following the news. Why is Mullen stock up today? First, the jump could be attributed to an oversold bounce. From September 25 to October 23, Mullen declined by about 60%. This decline was exacerbated after Mullen proposed a reverse stock split in a ratio between 1:2 and 1:100 at its upcoming special meeting of stockholders. Shares of the company are trading well below the NASDAQ minimum bid price requirement of $1, and a reverse split could bring shares back into compliance. Mullen noted that it would only enact a reverse split if its shares could not reach $1 organically. A short squeeze could also be the culprit behind today's gains. As of September 30th, Mullen carried a short interest as a percentage of float of 19.9%. That's equivalent to 36.28 million shares being shorted with a value of $16.47 million. Generally, a short interest above 10% is considered high, while a short interest above 20% is considered very high. As a result, Mullen had an increased chance of a short squeeze. A stock's cost to borrow fee can also provide investors with hints about a possible short squeeze. The fee represents the annual amount that short sellers must pay to borrow stock. Furthermore, the fee rises when short seller demand is high and falls when it is low. Mullen currently carries a cost to borrow fee of about 10%, which is above the average cost to borrow fee of between 0.3% and 3% but still not extremely elevated. Finally, some investors on social media are speculating that Mullen has received another compliance extension from Nasdaq. This has not been confirmed by either Mullen or Nasdaq and should be treated as just speculation until either party makes an official announcement. Thanks for watching.